It is such a high. It is unlike any high I've ever experienced before. It's shocking, again, what these cars can do. And I think the first week is just, first week, first month, is really just learning to trust the car. The car will do it. The car will stick to the ground. The car will brake. Just trust. Trust the car. And this was a constant mantra with me. So if you're going down a straight and you have it pinned, and they tell you can brake at the 75-yard marker, and I mean, when you brake, it's like you put, all your force into it, and this car will slow down in time. You could go from 180 miles an hour to 40 miles an hour, like that, in the shape of that amount of space. And to trust that the car is going to stop, even when you're heading for a wall, is something you really, your mind, you got to make the switch. The second one is that the car sticks in these high-speed corners. That's the most shocking. You just think there's no, any other car is going to roll. These things, it's the more you put into them, the more it gets compacted to the ground, the better it sticks, the faster you can whip around this corner. And I mean, by the end of it all, we were hitting speeds that just felt like, the physics of it all just wanted to rip your head from your shoulders. It was so awesome, so staggeringly awesome, what these cars can do. My first moment of filming is at Silverstone, race weekend, in front of 120,000 fans. And we had to prove to F1 that we could slot ourselves into the race weekend because it is military precision, it is to the minute. And so we had a 20-minute slot where we could go out on quali day in front of the fans and film ourselves. That first weekend, just feeling like we're on hallowed ground, and we are stepping into a sport that is so revered and treated like religion and has such a profound history to it. So it's very humbling, and we just wanted to make sure we didn't get in anyone's way, and that they were still could focus on what they needed to do, and we could tell our story as embedded into this race schedule. By the end of it, whatever it was, a year and a half later, it just felt like our own backyard. We'd been there so long. We'd had a lot of talks with the guys. Everyone had been really gracious with us, the teams, and we had a lot of laughs, and we felt oddly a part of it. I love that Javier. We were really, really lucky to get him. He's one of our best, and you watch this guy, he's just so inventive. Each take, there's the movie, there's a take that ends up in the movie, and then there's a whole series of takes that we get to see. And he's one of those guys that is always like ratcheting it up, pulling it down, trying this, trying that, and it's really inventive, and it's really fun to watch. When Lewis came on, then it was a go, and it was a simple phone call for me. And I remember we sat down that first time, and that's less about racing and more about just sitting with a gem of a human being. There's a reason champions are made, I think, beyond just talent, and it's also how they carry themselves and how they face the world. And he is just a gem and a gent, really, really. And then you come to the expertise that he has brought to this thing, and he would give us like 12 hours in a day, and we would just sit and just query and throw questions at him, and what about this? And he really helped shape this film.